right, ready?
Okay.
Who's yours?
Guys,
Iowa State.
what are we doing? No. 3, 2, 1.
This is the Great March Madness bracket. My name is Kyle Blaze with my co-host
Connor Helvey. And we're going to start off with the first question of our podcast. Kyle, as a Michigan fan, how do you feel about their placement in this year's March Madness?
Well, I could look at it two different ways. Dusty May has only been the head coach of Michigan for 2 years now. In the second year, he's already got Michigan as a 1 seed, so very happy. He's won the Big Ten tournament once last year. He won the Big Ten outright this year, regular season. Little disappointment in my team today, not doing the clean sweep. Would have liked them to win the tournament, but you know what? It's a good thing. It's the last game you can lose before it really ends your entire season. And I know Dusty Mays can get them boys ready for big bracket when it starts on, I believe, Friday for us.
Do you think that hurts your morale not winning the conference tournament?
No, I think when I watched my boys at the end, especially Yaxel Lenenborg, Big Ten Player of the Year, should have been the college basketball player of the year, but
I disagree.
Duke got that. But
That's right. That's right.
they looked pissed. And I think one of the best things you can have going into March is a pissed team. They are, when I've watched them from beginning to end, they are one of the best teams, top to bottom, in college basketball this year. So I like our chances. I like our bracket. I think we got the second easiest bracket. Got a few tough teams, but I think our boys are going to pull.
Yeah. One of the things to mention with your bracket is you have one of the hardest 2 seeds in your bracket, Iowa State. Is there any I don't know. I'd be terrified if they were in my bracket.
Yeah, not going to lie. Iowa State was the 1-2 seed I did not want.
Yeah, that's
So I'm going to be kind of pulling for an early upset. But if it comes down to it, I believe the battle-tested Wolverines will come through. They played tough teams year in this season on the road. Teams like Michigan State, Illinois, Purdue, and not only won, but beat them by 10-plus points.
Yep.
Those are legit contenders to make potential deep runs in this year's tournament. So am I a little disappointed? Yes. But overall, I think we got some pretty easier teams in those higher seeded regions. So
yeah. So all right, I got one last question, then we can move on to the next question. But before we even get to that spot, I gotta state it. The first game Michigan goes up against is a play-in game, but one of those teams is UMBC, who is one of the only 16 seeds to upset a 1 seed. It happened with Virginia like a couple years ago. I don't know how many years, but it happened. It happens. Legit. Look that shit up. But yeah, is there any doubt in your mind they easily beat them, or is there flashbacks that might pop up?
well, first of all, they got to win. They got to beat Howard to potentially play.
That's
us.
true.
Secondly, if they are the team, I'm not concerned at all. They're not.
No doubt in your mind.
No doubt in my mind. They beat that Virginia team, and I don't even think that Virginia team was even favored to make the Final Four, even as a 1 seed that year. So I'm not nervous. Like I said, if there's a team that makes me nervous, it's going to be in the Elite Eight round against Texas Tech. Other than that, I'm looking pretty good. So,
All right.
Connor,
Yep.
Gotta ask, how does it potentially feel you might be playing St. John's to start the second weekend if you make it out of the first weekend, as they are a 5 seed?
Yeah, what I gotta say is this was my phone. It was ridiculous seeing that watching St. John's pop up as the 5 seed. This team should not be a 5 seed. I don't know why. It's complete bullshit. I'm furious. We got one of the toughest brackets, in my opinion, out of all 4 sections. The East is by far the toughest bracket.
So, back to another question. If before that, to even reach potentially St. John's, you have to beat either the 8 or 9 seed, with it is either Ohio State or TCU. Which team would you rather play?
I'm gonna say I'd rather play Ohio State. They're both teams are fantastic. I know Ohio State in past years not so well, but they're this year they're hot. They weren't at the beginning of the season. Now they're a hot team. I'm afraid to play both these teams, but either way, I mean it's Duke. Come on, we all know Duke has that reputation. They can get the job done. They I think have like a record for making it past the first round and second round. Like it's I could be making this shit up, but I wouldn't be here in the. I don't even fucking know what I'm saying. Anyways, but yeah, I'm not worried at all.
All right, all right. Now, as a Duke fan, you guys had some pretty significant injuries this past or 2 weeks ago.
Caleb
You guys,
Foster.
you guys came out strong, still won your tournament, but
Yep.
we can all agree that the ACC is the weakest Power 4 conference this
I
year.
disagree. I disagree with that statement.
Oh my God.
I know you're a Big Ten fan, but I feel like ACC. They may look the weakest. We don't have numbers, but we got strength. Not strength in numbers, but I think we definitely do got strength. It hurts that North Carolina they lost their best player, so
Well,
there's that.
The question is, the ACC tournament is a lot. It's nothing compared to March, and you guys having one of the tougher sides of the bracket. How do you feel of your chances potentially making the Final Four if those players aren't ready to go? I don't know what their status is. I don't know if they're going to play. I know they didn't play this during the ACC tournament, but I just believe the teams that you could potentially play in March Madness are tougher than any single team you played in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, to wrap this up because we gotta get going. If you're interested in this video, make sure to check out the other videos we got happening. It's gonna be going out all throughout the week. But to answer that question, I've always had faith in Duke coaches. Start with Coach K, best coach in basketball history, by the way. And now he's passed the torch on to John Shire. I believe he should get our team ready to go. I have no doubt in my mind. Last year, losing to Houston in the Final Four broke my heart. That was one of the biggest. That's how I felt. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, yeah, if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to tune back in. Co-host Connor Helvey.
Kyle Blaze.
And make sure to stay tuned for the next one.
On the next episode of the Great March Madness podcast, Skylar Helvey will be the guest.
Oh, God. It's the 10th annual year for the Helvey Invitational. So let's get it. March, baby.